Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time to be a presenter here at our event. And the floor is yours if you'd like to begin.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me, and I'm glad that I'm being part of this. Okay, shall we get started or
Yes,
will
please
we?
do. Go for
Okay,
it. The floor is
okay,
yours.
okay,
Yep, go for it.
okay, sure. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining for today's session. And in this session, we will be seeing about bring your own model, which is like where we will be covering about Copilot Studio being added with the AI Foundry is something that what we will be seeing. So many of you might have known already, right? Like um, we will be having only limited models which are being present inside the Copilot Studio. But when we are able to extend it, we can go ahead and choose the model that whatever we wanted to have. And that's the motive of this session as well, where we uh, will be having a way of how do we connect the Copilot Studio with the AI Foundry is something that what we will be learning under this um, session. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. Before I get started, let me give a brief intro about myself. I am CR Bhargavi and I'm an Microsoft MVP and an Azure Community Champion as well as a Microsoft MCT. So, and I'm in Microsoft Power Platform expert. I started my career with Power Platform and gradually now into a data scientist, which is like a data scientist lead. And I'm a global speaker, mentor, and blogger. And this is my LinkedIn QR code. You can get in touch with me post the session if you have any doubts, and I would be happy to help you out. Okay. The agenda for today's session would be like we will be seeing about Copilot Studio overview, and then we'll also be touch basing on Power uh, prompt engineering basics, and then we'll also be seeing about AI Builder integration on how does it act and how does it do and how do we connect the Azure AI Foundry inside this particular Copilot Studio is something that we will be seeing as part of our demo uh, and at last I would be taking up the Q&A. And before I get started, I would like to like apologize because of my sore throat. Um, I mean I may get sometimes cough at the uh, inside the session, so please do bear with me. Okay. Before I get started, we are now familiar with this term of AI agents, right? So, what's your understanding about AI agents? Maybe you can type over the chat, and from there I can go ahead and see that.
I would look at it as anything that is, anything that's not just a knowledge
Mm-hmm.
repeating agent, right? No, not a knowledge repeating chatbot. Traditionally, chatbots just answer questions. Agents can do things,
Yeah.
is one way of looking at it. I think some other attendees are typing in answers as well.
Okay.
Agents use AI to interact, says one of our attendees. Oh, you can see the
Yeah.
chat. Perfect. I'll
Yeah.
let you
Yeah.
read it then.
Okay. So yeah, to answer all your answers, yes, it is something like agents are something that which can think and which can act based on it. But a chat bot will alone be not able to think or do something. That's where the AI agent is kind of like different from the chatbot that what we have. Say in case like if at all you want to you want to do some kind of like automation where it has to run from end to end, then you may need what kind of the knowledge that what it has to do, right? Like on those situations, you will be having an AI agent being acting as one of your one of your key role, and that will be helping you in having the services being done faster, and also it acts as something like smart software services that will be like leveraging both the generative AI as well as it will have some kind of like information that what it has to process as well. So the combination of both together it will be having, and then it would be giving you the response on the same. So that's where the AI agents are now into place. And why do we need low code, no code? I mean, we now know about like no code, but why? When do we shift it to auto code? Is like whenever your business process is getting like automated, or it is getting like shifted into something like a agent being added to it, you don't have to code much behind the scene of it, then that becomes the auto code, right? Like in case of Copilot Studio itself, you will be giving over the requirement that what you have, and when you just click on the go button, then your entire sorry, your entire requirement gets created over there, right from creating over the topic that what we have to the adding of knowledge base that what all you have. You do have the facility of connecting it with just the prompt that what you have alone, right? Where you don't have to code much behind the scene of it, and that's where we changed our low code no code into a auto code, where we'll be dealing everything with kind of like automation and other things being done with your prompt as such. So that's something that we will be seeing. And one such auto code that what we have is Copilot Studio, where maybe let me skip to the part that what we have, such that might be you might have heard many things about Copilot Studio so far, because we had been running many sessions, and previously you had the sessions as well, right? So I don't want to go in deep about like a Copilot Studio over here, because um, yeah. Um, so what is Copilot Studio? Copilot Studio is one such powerful platform which will be available under the Microsoft 365, where you do have Copilot, and you can create your own Copilot and GPT, and you can bring in models which are there from other ones, like other software that what you have. It's simple as like you do have this as a SaaS, where software as a service. So you will be given the entire software, and you have to enhance on what you wanted to do on. So you have more than about like hundreds of data sources which are being present over here, and you can go ahead and use any of it, and you will be having these ones being developed, and from there you can go ahead and do the ones that what you wanted to what you wanted to do on, like you will be having the task being handled from question and answer to the flow that what you want to develop as well, and from there it would be like a drag and drop approach that what is being present inside the interface, and from there you wanted to develop the entire one that what you have. Maybe part that what we have for the architecture, it's like we will be having the architecture as in very easier as such. Like Copilot Studio UI would be present over here, and from that UI, you can have things like where you will be connecting it with the various plugins that what you have. That plugin could be of many things like your Dynamic 365 plugins or your Power Automate plugins or your Power Apps plugin or your Salesforce plugin, or that could be of any plugin that what you have. And with that plugin, what you would do is like you will have the Copilot being created, and with that Copilot, you will be having some registry that needs to be done. And from that registry, it would be having the Dataverse API, which is like where you will be having the custom API being generated for you. Like that's something that allows you to act as whenever you want to use some MCP or something, right? In that case, you will be handling it with the Dataverse API, and Dataverse allows you to create some connectors which are being there for it, and from that connectors, it would be giving you the response on the same. Like APIs will be given to you, and with that, you will be having some like you will be connecting it with the MCP inside the Copilot Studio as a plugin, and from there you can go ahead and use it. Now, if you are wondering about like what is something that which has been there behind the scene of data and AI layer, then you do have the OpenAI, and then you can integrate it with Salesforce, you can integrate it with Power Automate or MCS, or that could be of sorry. So MCS here means like your Copilot Studio that what you have, and whenever you are having in something like prompt plugin or your topic plugin, then you will be having all these, and the Dataverse is being backed up by that particular one. Earlier, if you are familiar with Power Virtual Agent, we do have the topic and other things where we will be sitting and doing everything from the scratch, and then from there we will be having the solutions being developed, and from that solution we will be developing the chatbot, and from that chatbot it has to answer, like we have to mark everything from our end one by one, right? But in case of Copilot Studio, it gives you a prompt plugin wherein it does have the way of connecting it with the AI builder that what we had earlier, and it also allows you to have in the way of topics being connected in the form of plugins, which is something to be like a topic plugin, which is like whenever you do say hi, and it replies you back with some response, right? So how does that happen? It all happens with the help of the topic. So it allows you to connect it with different layers which are being there for it, and then with Power Automate, with Salesforce, with OpenAI, and there are different things that what you can get connected with, and from there it would be having the source of connectivity being added, and from all these solutions being added back, it will be giving you the UI output as one thing. Like when you are approaching it via the UI, then you should be giving, I mean, you should be getting the response as well, right? So you will get the response out in the form of UI after all these interactions being handled one after the other, and that will be, I mean, that's the response that what you get after the one that what you have for the Copilot Studio. Now, okay, what is an Azure AI Foundry? This becomes the core topic for today's session, right? Like, where we know about like what is um, Copilot Studio, but what about the AI Foundry? AI Foundry, consider it to be like a combined services of, I mean, Foundry is kind of like a combined service that is being available under the Azure, where you will be having the way of developing the models where you can go ahead and test your solutions that whatever you had developed, and then you do have the way of connecting your AI agents, and then you are having the way of adding safety being added inside your system, like the model that what all you are developing, and then you do have the way of connecting it with the with the Azure OpenAI service, or either you can go ahead and do AI search being added, and from there it would be giving you the response on the same. So how you can connect all these ones? You can connect it with Copilot Studio, or you can connect it with Visual Studio Code, or some ideas that what you have, or and then integrate the same with GitHub. And how you can do all these is like with the help of like the Azure AI Foundry SDK that what you have. So from all these ones, what you can observe, AI Foundry is nothing but where you will be having all the foundation models and different models which are being available. And from there, you will be, I mean, you do have the model catalog as well. If you don't understand anything at this point, and this seems to be like very new, don't worry, we will be seeing all these ones over the demo as well, where you will get to know about each one of these terms in deep, of what we are discussing. So for now, just remember, like AI Foundry is kind of a combination of all the ones together, where you can go ahead and deploy your model, where you can go ahead and use your model and build the agent inside it, and then you can add safety inside it. You can add different ways of, like you can add knowledge inside it and connect your tools and other things, where it's one place that what you can do everything is something that the Azure AI Foundry does for us. Now, AI Foundry also does the same thing as in like the Copilot Studio. We want to know the difference between AI Foundry and the Copilot Studio in order to proceed, right? Like you do develop agents inside the Copilot Studio as well, whereas you develop the agent inside the Foundry as well. Does it support low code, no code? No. AI Foundry is for something like whenever you wanted to do some custom model integration, or you want to do a orchestration being added, or you want to have a full control being added for you, then in those cases, the AI Foundry will be helpful for. Right from orchestration to the production that what you wanted to do, AI Foundry will help you in adding those. That's where the AI Foundry will be helpful for. But in case of Copilot Studio, it's something like where you have the developer control being limited, and you also have the prompt flow, which is like how does the flow from one to other can not be defined inside the Copilot Studio, whereas it is being it can be done explicitly inside the AI Foundry. And and one feature which has been available in Copilot Studio and not in Foundry is like where you have the option of connecting it with different channels which are being there, right? Like, what do we mean by channels over here? Either it can be of WhatsApp, or either it can be of, like, there are many channels which are being available, and you can go ahead and connect to any of that, and you don't have to do much codings for the same. But that's not the same case with AI Foundry, where you have to do a separate connection that needs to be done, and from that it will get connected to your Teams or something of that sort, that what channel, that what you wanted to do. So you will be choosing one, I mean, you will be choosing this Copilot Studio for business users, and for AI Foundry, it's for advanced dev applications. That's what you want to do. Now, which one to use at what case is something that we want to plan for. So whenever we are using the business process automations being developed, then we will go ahead with Copilot Studio. When that's the case, like, AI Builder has the way of adding intelligence being added. So AI Builder is being available inside it itself, and you may be wondering, like, for just getting like just reading out the PDF, why do I want to develop an agent? I just can go ahead with the AI Foundry, AI Builder, and can be using it as something that what you can be just thinking of. But AI Builder is just adding some intelligence easily, the way that what you want to do alone. But in case of like Copilot Studio, you do have the whole process being automated, and from there you will be having all the ones that what you want to do can be integrated, and from there it would be helping you out in building the solutions which are being there for you. So that's something that the Copilot Studio will be helping you out. In case of like AI Foundry, then it is something that whenever you want to do a scratch development, like a custom development, that what you have, and a multi agent can be added so easily, and a multi agent orchestration is kind of like added over here. In all those cases, you will be using the AI Foundry in that case. And it's not just one or two that is being that is I mean that is good, is something that I would say. Let's make use of the combination of all these things, like either the Copilot Studio being added with Foundry, so that you get the best models which are being there, or a fine-tuned model which is being there for you being added inside the Copilot Studio, and from there it would be giving you the solutions on the same. So that's something that what we have, and maybe I will go for the demo, and then we'll come back on the same. All right. So let's get started with Copilot Studio first. Okay. So when you see here, this is where we were talking about. Like, we will be having the agents which can be developed when you just given over the description here, right? Like, if at all my description is to be something like, I want to a uh, build a interview assistant system has to be developed, and that answers exact solution that. So I'm just giving in a requirement for it, where it does interview preparation and interview assessment. So what it would be doing is like, I mean, what happens behind the scene right now is like it is trying to create an agent. So the agent will now, I mean, the agent has been created and it is like having different models which are being available. Like if you see OpenAI models and then Anthropic models are different ones which are being available. Like um, you do have GPT 4.1, 5 or 2 reasoning and other things. And apart from that, you don't have any other models which are being there. And when in Anthropic, you do have um Claude, Sonnet 4.5 and Opus 4.5 alone being added, and you will be, I mean, you can go ahead and use it, right? Like also with the description that what we gave, it created the description or instruction by itself, and it tried to give us the step by step instruction that what it want to do on, like receive the question, analyze the question, generate the answer for the same, validate the answer, deliver the answer, is all something that which has been there. Like this becomes the instruction that what has been provided to it. Like what next step that what it want to do, that becomes the instruction. Knowledge is something like when you want to do a knowledge, like um, the knowledge can be of many things, like right from uploading your file from the local to the one that what you have over the website, SharePoint or AI search, directly from your AI search can be uh, can be brought in over here, and from that it can have the solution being added, and that will be giving you the response on the same. Like you will be you will be adding the uh, search being connected in your AI Foundry, and from that search you will be getting it connected with the with the Copilot Studio with the help of like knowledge base, and then you can proceed after that. And there are many options which are available as well, which is like AI search, Dataverse, and then Dynamics 365 or Salesforce, ServiceNow, and Azure SQL. From there, you can add in your own data, and from that data, it is like will be generating the solutions on the same. And if at all you want to do some web search being added, then you will be enabling it. Tools are something like when you want to connect a flow being added, or when you want the prompt being connected, or when you want a MCP being added, there are different things to be connected, right? So you will be using these ones over here, and from this, that what we do have the option of connecting the Azure AI service as well, which we will be seeing in a while of how do we connect and how do we do that. Okay. So from here we will be connecting the different tools that are being present over here, right? So that's something that which is being present inside it, and then triggers are something like whenever a certain thing happen, then it should get triggered with. So that's where the triggers will be taking a place on, and then agents are like you uh, I mean, whatever you create inside the Copilot Studio is already an agent. And if you want to make it like a multi-agent, then you will be clicking on the agent which has been added. I mean, what you want to add, and will be clicking on the create new agent, and that will be creating an agent, and that gets added inside your agent that what you have. And then from there you will be having the instruction, knowledge base, tools, inputs, and other things which are being there. will be given by yourself. Like whatever you did for the parent, the same things will be done over here as well. So that's something that which we can have for the agents. And then we do have topics. Topics are like, I mean, when you say a goodbye over here, this tool can handle things like bye for now, and those kind of similarities, right? So those will be handled, and from there it would be like deciding on which next step that what it has to progress with, and from there it would be choosing on whether it has to end the conversation or not, right? So that kind of decision that what you take, all these will be falling under the topic. Next comes your activity, that what you have. Activity is like when you type in over the chat, like test your agent like hi or hi, then it gives you the response on the same, or it takes up the topics based on the way that what it want to behave, right? So all those will be coming under the activity. Evaluation is like when you want to add the evaluation data set being added, and with that data set it would be performing I mean it would be evaluating your agent's performance based on the way that what it has to give the response with, then that becomes the agent uh, per- agent response that what we have. Last two are like you do have the channels being connected, where you can publish it with your demo website or tools and M365 toolkit, or your web application that what you have, even your WhatsApp, Twilio, and then you do have Slack and other things, right? So you can get it integrated with different ones which are being available, and from here you can go ahead and use it. So that becomes your channels. And then analytics, when you want to track your agent's performance being done, then uh, you will be using the analytics over here. Now, if you are wondering about like how do you connect the Azure AI Foundry, right? Like maybe before we get started with that, let me also give a brief intro about Azure Foundry as well, so that we will next then we getting started with the Foundry as well. So for a Foundry to be created, what we would do, we will be creating a resource inside the Foundry. So you will be searching for Foundry, and from that Foundry, you will be creating the resources, and then will create a resource on the same, and you will be having the resources being created. For time constraint, we have already created a resource. So I am navigating inside the same one that what we have, and we will be navigating to the portal which we have for Foundry. So this becomes your Foundry portal, which has been available. Like you do have a different, like this is a different portal as such, apart from your Azure portal, where you will get access to it once you create the Azure resource alone. So you will be creating the resource, and from there you will get the endpoints and other things being available at the home itself. But without a model being added inside the Foundry, you will not be able to access it. For that reason, what you would do is you will be navigating to the model and endpoint which has been available, and from here you will be deploying a model that what you want. Like say in case if you have a 5 model or something, 5.4 is something that which has been available, right? So we'll be having this model being deployed, and like which is like having the you will be deploying this uh, model, and once you deploy that model, it will be providing you with the URL which has been available for it, and the key which are being needed for yourself. Like you will be adding in the endpoint and the key which is being needed, and from there it would be giving you the response on the same as well. So this becomes our URL that what we have, right? And is the Copilot Studio having 5 model been available inside it? No, it just has the models which we saw, like GPT models and then Claude models which are being available, right? And even the GPT model of 4.0 is not available. For that reason, what we would do is will be going to topic. Like I'm just going to integrate it from the topic. So we'll be asking it like it will be triggering it, right? Like so next step that what I would do is I will be adding in the prompt inside it. How do you add a prompt? You will be clicking on the add a tool which has been there and then new prompt. And inside this, what you would do is put a slash and then text, and what you would do, the text name can be got over here, user question. So um, what I would do next is like get the user question and answer the question with similar answer. The answer should be appropriate and it should be concise so that it doesn't deviate, is something that we are giving it. So we will be having all these months being added. And now when you go ahead and click on the one that what you have, right? Like you do have basic, standard, premium, and other things. Now that you want to do a connection being established, for that, what you would do, you will be clicking on the Azure AI Foundry models and will click on plus. What is the model that what we had given? It's 5.4. So add it. Deployment name is also 5.4. Why? Where do you get that? We will be having it in the form of like 5.4. And then your model is also 5.4. So we gave both of those same name. And then you will be adding in the URL and the endpoint to it. Once you add the endpoint and the URL, test the connection which has been there. Once your connection is kind of like successful, it will try to connect the model which has been created over here, and then it would try to give you the response on that part. It would take a few minutes to get it connected, since it has to do the connection being done, right? Yeah, if you see, we have the 5.4 model being added, and your model gets added in over here, and you can save the response that what you have. And then as part of this, right, like we now have the ones which are being there. Like let me also set it text some system. So I'm just setting it to text, and then I'm creating a variable of, it will be in the format of like record. So I'm just putting it a name as result. And what am I doing next? So what we are currently doing, whenever the question is being asked, it would be looking for some results, and that result we are storing it inside the record. Now we have to give them the record out, right? So for that, what we would do, it's in the variable. So click on the variable, and you do have a result.txt, right? So you will be passing it and then you will be saving it. And that is getting saved in the terms of like just giving it a different name so that it gets stored. Once it gets stored, what it would do, you now have the option of adding the adding I mean, you have now added the model which has been created inside your Azure portal, been added inside your Copilot Studio as such. So whenever you go and give it inside the test, right? So it will now hit the 5.4 model which was being created, and it would be giving you the answer on. Now, so it is getting started, but we haven't tagged it. So what it would do, it will be looking for some interview answers is the topic that what we have created. So it will go and hit the, it is now working with the 5.4 model that what we have. And with that, it would try to give the response back on the same. So it would be like working in progress, and whenever the response is kind of like being hit, then that would be getting the response of, and the response would be got over here. So if at all you see over here, certainly is a hardware or software component that stores data is something that which has been which we had got, right? So what happens over here, this had hit over the one that is being created inside the AI Foundry, and that will be working over here. Say in case like if at all you want a custom model to be developed or an AI agent being developed, and that has to be shared. Like you can go ahead and deploy the model. Let me go to model and let me delete this. Let it actually throw error. No worries. So what we would do is like we do have the GPT-4o right now, right? Like I had deployed it earlier. So it's been available. Let that be the case. Now, if you had trained something, like if you had fine tuned a model and you had named it of a different one and you want to connect it, then in that case, you will be having again the model and endpoint. You will be having your own target URI and the key being available, right? So with that URI and the key that what is being available to you, you will be using it and you will be getting it connected. Now that when you go ahead and hit it, it should not be responding because we also had given it like the web search to be of true. Sorry, whenever you change it to off, right? So it's still in testing mode, so it's not getting off. But whenever you whenever you end this test and whenever you are starting it new, in that case, when you disable it and when you search for it, then your response would get added with. So now I hope you had an understanding about like how do we connect the AI agents inside your how do you connect your AI Foundry inside your Copilot Studio? I know it's like a very high level one that what we had did so far. So maybe as a gist of what we had did so far, it's like we tried creating a tool that will be connecting. We tried creating an topic, and from that topic, it will be having the connection being established, like where you had used the prompt, and with that prompt, it would be like having the um, connection of the 5-4 model being added, and from that 5-4 model, it would be giving you the response as something that what we had given over it. So that custom prompt that what we had given will also come under the tool creation. So if you go ahead over here, prompt is something that which has been available, right? So you can go ahead and create the tool which has been available, and from that it would be giving you the response on that of what you had created inside the AI Foundry. So are we good with whatever we had discussed so far with the ones which has been available? Like did you understand about GPT-4o model? I mean, how do we create a model? How does the AI Foundry work? And then what are the different things which are being available under the Copilot Studio? Any doubts?
It's a lot of information. It's like drinking from a fire hose,
If,
right? I've done certain things with Azure AI. I haven't used a custom model, but I've used it for RAG patterns, the Azure AI search,
yeah,
and some
okay.
other things like that. So this is another way of looking at it.
Mm.
Uh, I'm curious. Do you find yourself doing this a lot? Do you find yourself selecting or leveraging a model from Microsoft Foundry quite a bit in your? So let's say for every 10 agents you make, how many times do you find yourself doing this?
Okay. Whenever we want to do a development, right? Like we will have to. I mean, we also want a UI to be given for them as well. But
Right.
at the same case, we also need a custom model which supports our requirement alone. Like either that could be with some RAG, or either that could be with the fine-tuned model that has the instruction what way it has to answer. Like we would have changed the tone, we would have changed the behavior of that model, and would have given a few examples of it on how does it want to behave, right? In those situations, we can deploy a model inside the AI Foundry with the fine tuning, and from that fine tuned model, you can go ahead and connect it. So that's something that what we had did so far, like out of the experience that whatever we had so far in building, like Copilot Studio is easier in connecting the UIs and other things, and that is easier in terms of like customizing. So when you integrate both of it, then both the positives get added to your agent development, and that becomes easier. That's why.
Sense. Does anybody have a question? We're going to open up the floor. You can take yourself off on mute and ask the question. I clearly need enough, I think, another coffee. I'm starting to slur my words. But yes, if people have questions, you can type them in or unmute yourself and ask. It's a quiet crowd. CR, I want to thank you
Yeah,
very much for presenting for us today. I believe you had your LinkedIn information on an earlier slide.
yes,
If you want to type in or show that slide again, that would be helpful.
sure.
Once again, all sessions that are being presented today, we are going to have a recording of that content, and it's going to be on a YouTube channel. We'll share this. CR, if you would also be so kind as to send us a PDF version of your slide deck,
Sure.
we will make that available to the attendees as well.
Yeah,
And
sure.